Hello everyone, welcome to Pepcoding. So today we are going to discuss a question which is add for after in doubly linked list. Before starting this question, I would like to suggest you that before starting with this, if you haven't solved the previous questions, then you should go and first solve all the previous questions. Then you will understand this better. So if you are still here, that means I am uh, oh, that means I am supposing that you have already solved all the previous questions. And here we are going to start with this question. In this question, what we need to do is we have a linked list. We have a linked list, doubly linked list. As you all know that in the doubly linked list, there is uh, every node is pointing to its next node and also its previous node. All right. So what we need to do in this question is we have given a reference node. What is reference node? Suppose this is our reference node and we need to add the new node in the next of this reference node. What I'm trying to say is we have given a reference node and we need to add a new node in the next of our reference node. So in that case, do we need to shift our nodes? Let's check. It's head and this is tail. Now if we are adding a new node in the next of head, we no need to change, no need to shift all the nodes further. We will simply break this connection and add a new node here. So we don't need to shift our list. Now in this case also we don't need to shift this case also, in this case also, but in this case our tail is pointing to null initially. If we are going to add a new node here, then we need to shift our tail to that node, because the node which we will add here will going to point null now. So our tail should be updated. All right. I hope you have understand the question. Now let's try to code so that you can understand it better. First, I need to copy this function and I'm creating a private function. Right here, we have given a node. We have given a reference node and also a node. All right. First of all, what we will do, see, if this is a reference node, then this will be a forward node. And we need to add the new node between these two nodes. So I need to create the forward node first. Let's create the forward node. Node forward is equals to reference node dot next. All right. Now, first of all, we will check for the condition where we need to shift our tail to next. How? I'm removing this from here. Suppose this is a reference node. If this is a reference node, then our forward node should present here, but nothing is present here. That means this node is pointing to null. If this node is pointing to null, that means our forward node is null. So If our forward is equals to null, then what we will do, we will add in the next of our reference node, we will add new node, which we have already given here. Okay. In the next of reference node, we will add new node. What we have done here, we have to add our new node here. So what we will do, we will create a new node, and in the next of this, we will add this. The bond with the null will break. All right. Now, in the previous of this node, we need to add reference node. So, in the previous of node, we need to add reference node. And then what we will do, we will update our tail. This dot tail is equals to node, because now this node is pointing to null. That means our tail should be updated. Now this, our new node is the new tail. All right. Else. Now it's turn for else. This was another condition. We have solved this situation. Now, if we need to add any of and if we need to add a new node in between these nodes, that means suppose here, 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 or here, what we should do, for that what we should do, suppose we need to add a new node here. First we will create node, then in the next of our reference node, we are adding the node here. That means this should be a reference node, and this should be a forward. Now if we are adding a node here, then our reference node should point this node. If our reference node is pointing this node, that means this bond will break. Now next, in this, in the previous of this node, we have to add this reference node. All right. Then what we will do, in the next of our node, we will add forward node, and in the previous of forward, we need to add this node. If this for in the previous of this forward we have added this node, that means this bond will also break. So these were the steps we need to follow in else part. First we have what we have did, in the next of reference node, we need to add node, and in the previous of our node, we need to add reference node. What was the second step we have done? In the next of our node, we need to add forward, and in the previous of our forward, we need to add what? Node. All right. And in the end, the size of our list will increase by 1. In any case, if we are adding our node in last or in between, the size of our node will increase in any case, increase with 1 in any case. Now we need to complete this. We have created the function. Now we just need to create the node, new node, and we need to store the data, and then we are going to call our function add after, and we will pass reference node and the node we have created. Let's try to run the code. Successful. Let's try to submit if it is running for all the test cases. fast. All the test cases are running. That means our code is absolutely fine. And I hope you have understand what we have done here. If not, then you should watch previous videos also, because if you have solved all the questions in a series, then you will be able to understand the questions. We'll meet in another question again. Till then, tata, bye bye. Thank you so much.